Hey guys, this is Shane. So, guys, I did not know this about ibisPaintX. But apparently there is a background. I know it. There's a background, but you can like shrink it. So here's how I didn't know. So usually you guys see on my videos that I just draw like on paper a lot and not like online like drawing apps like this because I try to figure out how to do this on ibisPaintX of like, like when I take a picture of my drawings and then I import it, I give it to ibisPaintX so they can like add it as the background and then I can like trace the lines of the drawings I did. And then once I'm done doing that and like adding the color, I can just try to make the background go away. So I tried doing that before I figured out how to do it, but I just feel like I was trying to figure out ways. I was struggling a lot. Like I was trying to figure out ways like get rid of the background. Um, so you guys wouldn't have to see like the drawings, or that you guys can see like the bright colors, like the on the app instead of like on paper, and it was making me frustrated. I was trying to find ways to like get it off of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna just make videos on paper, like on drawing papers, because I do want to do because I was having a hard time figuring out how to like get rid of the background so I can so you guys can actually so you guys can see like the trace I did instead of the drawing, like the actual paper drawings I did, so you guys can actually see the colors of it, which I was struggling to get rid of the background. So I've been figuring out, and that's why I don't. That's why you don't see me draw a lot like on drawing apps, because I get frustrated on moving the background on the apps. But guys, I just realized this um today. I think it was yesterday or I don't know when. But I realized this. I realized that you can remove the background in ibis paintx. You can shrink it, you can add it in a different layer, and then you can hide it from the layer, and then when you're done tracing like your drawings that you did on paper, and then you added the color and then you added the colors for your characters, you can um move that move that layer that has the background. Look, like you can hide it so they won't see it, and then you can save the image, and then you don't have to see the background, like because you see I see like on YouTube and stuff, like people when they draw like on ibisPaintX they need like pictures of characters they're trying to draw, like they need pictures. I try like do I try screenshotting. I mean, no, I screenshot the characters and then I try to put it on ibisPaintX, and I try like to shrink it before I figure out how I can before I figure out that I you can remove the background. Um, but it wouldn't let me, and it was making me frustrated. So I decided, you know what? Why can't I just remember it in my head, remember in my head what the characters look like, and then I can go back and see their colors and what they look like and stuff. And I do that on sometimes on ibisPaintX sometimes. But I don't do it a lot because it's really annoying. I just have to go back and forth of to see like I want to draw the characters, but I have to see what they look like. Like I have to go back on Google to see what their picture is, and then I have to like copy what they look like and then trace and then draw it on the on the like the app, and then go back again to see what their colors is like and do it back and forth, which just make it a little frustrating for me. And I was thinking, why can't I just screenshot the picture of the character and then add it and then import it to like ibisPaintX so I can don't have to go back and forth, so I can see like what their color is, and then I can just draw it and color it, so I don't have to keep going back and forth like on Google and stuff and just copy that. and that's why you don't see me using ibisPaintX. I do use ibisPaintX sometimes for the characters. But I just color the characters only, but I just don't add the background because I get frustrated a lot, and and when I try like make like posters and stuff for my drawings, I use paper first, then I import it to ibisPaintX, and then sometimes when I poster has sometimes when I have a poster and I need the background poster, well, not a background poster, a background color, because I do like background colors from my drawings I do. It just makes it real frustrating. Um, but here's how I do it for the drawings. Instead of screenshotting the character, instead of keeping going back and forth on Google to see what the characters look like, I just draw on my paper and then look on my tablet to see what the characters look like, and then I draw it on the paper. And then once I'm done doing that, I can screenshot the paper. I take a picture of the paper of the characters I drew, and then import it to the ibisPaintX, and then I could just trace over the lines and stuff, and then color it. And then once I was done doing that, I was trying to figure out ways of get rid of the background, which was not working because I just feel like, oh great, oh, do I have to start over? Like, does ibisPaintX don't let me do this? And it was making me really, really frustrated. So I just like, you know what? From now on, I'm just gonna use drawing on paper from now on. And I don't want to keep drawing on paper for you guys. I mean, you guys like my drawings, but I don't want to keep drawing on paper. I want to update my videos a little bit by using drawing apps and adding color, but instead of using color pencils on my pencils and stuff, for my drawings on paper and not like on the apps. But I'm trying to like figure out how to do this and stuff. And thank God I figured out today on how to get rid of the background. And now I can start drawing on the drawing app and adding the background colors. And yeah, so thank God I figured that out. It took me forever to figure this out, and I didn't know ibisPaintX did this, and I felt like an idiot. We're finding out today. I felt like an idiot. I felt stupid. Like they've been doing, like, it even had layers. They've been using layers the whole time. I still hadn't figured out how to do this. Wow, my brain's slower than my feet. I'm that stupid. Wow. So now I can start using ibisPaintX for coloring and stuff from now on, instead of using drawing on paper and adding colors to it. And sometimes when I draw, it's sometimes hard for you guys. Like, you guys see my drawing videos. Sometimes there might be glare on the screen, like for my drawings when I take a picture of it, because of light and stuff, which makes it difficult for you guys to see. And that's why drawing on the app, using drawing apps is way better, because they don't have glares on it, because it's not taking a picture of your bed or room and stuff. It's just like online, like on screen, like not taking the picture. It's not like a camera, but you can like import backgrounds, import pictures, and then you can like trace it, and then you can like move the backgrounds, which it took me to realize that. I don't know how it took me forever to realize that. I was struggling a lot. I didn't want to keep drawing on paper. I just want to keep using ibisPaintX. And I see like a lot of people who draw that use ibisPaintX, and then they do like speed drawing, and then they take a picture of the characters they're trying to draw, and then they actually like put the picture that they screenshot of a character in ibisPaintX, and then they just just copy what they look like and add the colors of the characters, so they don't have to keep going back and forth. Which I was trying to figure out how to do that, because since I saw people did this on ibisPaintX, I was like, why can't I figure this out? Why can't I why can't I import a screenshot of the characters on ibisPaintX? Why was it taking me for a long time to do that? But thank God I found out you just had to remove the background, which I felt stupid. I could have just did that the whole time because it was layers on ibisPaintX, which took me a while to realize that. I mean, I know there was layers, but I didn't know like you can like move different background, like move images. Like you have layer 1 for your image and then layer 2 for the image. And let's just say you want to hide one of those layers and you hide layer 2 and you don't see layer 2 anymore, and then you can save the image, and then once you do that, and once you save the image, and once you go to your photos and your photo gallery, and then you can see there's only layer 1 and not layer 2 because you just hit layer 2. You moved it, like you hit the I button, and then it crossed off the I button, which means it's hitting. You don't see anymore. So I'm happy I figured that out, and I can start using the ibisPaintX now. So I'm happy, and thank God I can use it now. So no more, from now on, no more drawing on pencils anymore. I'm just gonna keep doing ibisPaintX. Yeah, and also I have a question for you guys. Since I'm making my FNF song, I'm using ibisPaintX for it and Flip a Clip. So the same thing at ibisPaintX for Flip a Clip. Can you remove a background on Flip a Clip, guys? Let me know. If you can, please tell me how can I do that. Like, comment below of how can I do that so I can figure out how to do this, because I'm starting to animate. I'm gonna animate for my FNF song. I can just I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, let me know if you can remove a background. You can import the background, you can shrink it so you can copy the characters, what they look like in the color, and you can animate it. And then once you're done doing that, you can just remove the background, remove the picture out of it. Can you do that in Flip a Clip, guys? Let me know. And if you can you list the instructions of how can I do that? Because I really need to know. Yeah. That's all I have to say. See you later, guys. Peace.